Did you actually know that there are people who actually regret having tattoos on their bodies? This is really insane. Like, oh my god, I just, landed this on TikTok and I was like, oh my god, I just have to share this. Anyway, welcome to Be a Queen podcast. Yes, together with me, Marina. Yeah.
Girl, if you just turned 18 and you're thinking about getting your first tattoos, let this be a reminder to you to really think about what you're gonna get, because I'm getting ready for church and I want to look all cutesy and girly, right? This literally throws off the entire vibe because of my tattoos. Like, look at this side. We're so cutesy and girly. And then boom. I'm just reminding the girlies out there who are wanting tattoos, maybe thinking about getting decked out in tattoos. You don't know the type of person that you're gonna be in like 5 years. So at least give it, whatever tattoo you're thinking about getting, wait like 3 years. And if in 3 years you still want it, then you can get it. But if you're just wanting to get a tattoo to feel something, babe, go read a book, go for a run, go to the gym, go drink some water, do something. Because this is not how you feel something. This is for life. Emotions are temporary. Seasons in life are temporary. So just give it a thought or two or three.
First of all, I don't want to sound green, but I was so surprised when I heard the reasons why people go on and have tattoos on their bodies. Because okay, little did I know that people can go and have tattoos because they are feeling bad, because they feel a certain type of a way. Because initially, I always ask myself, why do people go and have tattoos on their bodies? I am not speaking this to make people who have tattoos feel bad, no. But how can you have a tattoo just because you feel bad? And I really thank that woman who we've just had, because she said that, emotions are temporary. Emotions are really, really so temporary. Because you're going to wake up tomorrow and you're not feeling what you were feeling yesterday. You're going to wake up the other day or even next week when you're no longer sad. And then you'll even ask yourself of the decisions maybe you took. Because, most of the times we have made poor or bad decisions in life, and they have ended up being mistakes. And we have regretted why we actually made such decisions. Why? Because we made the decisions out of emotions. And it is really so hard. I don't know why we actually lack control of our emotions, because even I, who is speaking personally, I lack emotional regulations. I don't know if it's called emotional intelligence, but surely I don't know why we don't know how to control our emotions. But one thing, I am so weak at controlling my emotions, but my emotions could never let me go get a tattoo. Surely it could never allow me go get a tattoo. For some reasons, I have hated tattoo all my life. Now just imagine, because you don't know the person you're going to become tomorrow. And maybe anyway, let's continue watching these videos because I have a lot to speak here. Anyway, let's watch.
You know how people tell you, put thought into the tattoos because they're on your body forever?
Not only tattoos, queen. Not only tattoos. Even some other decisions that we make in life. Because there are some decisions that are lifetime. You're going to make a decision and it's going to change your entire destiny. You're going to make a decision that is going to change you forever. Not only tattoos. Anyway, let's watch. I just wanted to pass that. Yeah, to a queen.
Well, I didn't do that with a lot of my tattoos. I got a lot of them when I was 19 in the span of 1 year, and now I'm stuck with a bunch of tattoos that make me feel like a man when I try to wear a dress. Like this dragon that's on my hand that intertwines into another dragon that ends up on my shoulder, and then I have one on my neck, and then my whole back's done, and then I have this giant piece on my leg, and I just don't feel good in them. And I was like you, and I was like, fuck it, I don't care. I'm gonna look like a cool ass old lady. I love tattoos, don't get me wrong. I think they're awesome, and people who have them love it, okay? But for me personally, I am now regretting it. So I'm letting you know to put serious thought into it before you do it, because they are there forever. And when you do get them removed, they're still not completely gone.
There is nothing to pretend about here. I'm not gonna lie that I love tattoos, or even that, no, tattoos are not good for a queen. If you are a queen, you are a woman, you don't know who you're gonna become tomorrow. please don't go for tattoos. I don't recommend. And I don't know why it is always the age of 19, 18, 20, 17. That is the age we are always having tattoos. That is the age we are always being disobedient to our parents. Our parents are telling us, don't do this, don't do that. And one thing I think why we don't respect our parents and we end up disobeying them, they tell us not to do things and we end up doing them, is because we think that they are trying to limit us from enjoying life. But let me tell you, this woman begot you. She's now old. She went through the stages that you went through. She knows the mistakes that can help you. Maybe she made in life, If she tells you, let's learn to listen to our parents. Let's learn to listen to our parents when they tell us, don't do this, don't do this, don't do this, don't do that. It is not that they are trying to limit us to have fun or something. But it's always the age of 19, because if you realize, some people got those tattoos out of peer pressure when they're 19, they're having a group, and I'm gonna get a tattoo, and also me, I'm gonna get one, that thing. It's not nice. It's not nice. I hear some people get tattoos because of pain, and they want to, as remembrance or something like that. But can we seek healing from God instead of trying to seek healing in things that are not even beneficial, things that we are going to regret in life? Because no, let's continue to watch. Now just imagine that woman. She did that when she was the age of 19, and now see, later on, life changed. She met God, and now she's changed. Now she wants to become a queen, like she's a queen as she is, but she still has some marks that don't make her feel good. Because obviously, however much you don't want people to judge you, but when they look at you, they are going to judge you, Now she can't even put on a dress freely because what? Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. It is so bad. I just feel bad anyway. I just feel bad. And even when you try to think about the removal sessions, they are really expensive and painful. Oh, God.
I got a tattoo on the roof of my mouth and instantly regretted it. Getting a tattoo seemed like a cool idea until it turned into my worst nightmare. 5 days after getting it, I started running a dangerously high fever and had uncontrollable chills. The pain in my mouth was unbearable, and nothing I did made it better. Then I blacked out at home because my fever got so high my mom panicked and called 911. I had never felt so sick in my life. My whole body was shaking, and I genuinely thought that was it for me. As soon as I got to the hospital, they admitted me and ran a bunch of tests. The very first test confirmed it. I had a severe bloodstream infection. I started taking medication, thinking I was finally on the road to recovery. But my nightmare was just beginning. The area where I got the tattoo started turning black, and the pain was excruciating. I couldn't even drink water or anything that touched it felt like torture. And just when I thought things couldn't get worse, the doctors came in with my final diagnosis. It was the worst news I had ever received in my life.
Now look at this. Who gets a tattoo in the mouth? I'm not trying to judge her, because now I don't know how she is right now, and we feel sorry about the pain that she is actually going through. Maybe she's experiencing it. I don't know, maybe she got fine, but even to an extent of putting a tattoo in some areas of your body, like, that is quite dangerous. It's quite risking your life. You see, even she has penis on her tongue. Oh my God. I just feel like this is age. Sometimes age is making us do things that I feel like sometimes there is a certain age that we reach in life, and that age is trying to bury us, and it's only by the grace of God that some of us survive and some of us we actually be safe. Because who gets a tattoo in the mouth? Who gets a tattoo in the mouth? Surely. Oh my God, I don't know what your thoughts are about this. But what do you think? What do you think? Could you get a tattoo And I know you're listening to this, and by maybe one time in life, you're going to have kids. Please, if you can, use your power and authority as a parent. We have to stop our children from, doing some things that we know might turn out to be dangerous in the future. Think about the image of your children when you are going to grow, because you might be watching this when you're above 20, or even you had a tattoo already and there's nothing you can do about it. But you're going to have kids. Please, take your kids. The Bible says that show your child the way that they should go, and they will never depart from it. So if you can, groom your children. Tell them the things that are not good about tattoos. Tell them what will happen. The kid is going to get it out of peer pressure, but then they will later regret in life. There are some people who actually received tattoos of the names of the girlfriends they were dating when they were even in high school, primary, tertiary, and they broke up. They're no longer with those girls. They don't even know where those girls are, but they are stuck with the names of the girls on their hands. Same applies to the women. They also stayed with those names, and you will ask yourself, what? You could change. Let's not allow age to drive us or make us do things that we are going to regret in life. Think about your image. Surely it's not worth it. Now, just imagine a woman who got a tattoo all over her body, and now maybe she meets Christ, and now this is the time she wants to put on dresses, but she can't put on dresses because she knows people are going to watch those tattoos and they're going to judge her. It is not really nice. And this is where I come in to ask you, if you have kids, or if you're about to give birth to kids, you will give birth to kids, you will have children. Please show them the right way, and they will never depart from it. It is not a good idea to get tattoos. Tattoos are not good. Let's not even go for trends. As Christians, there are some trends that we should just let go, and we'll be like, I'm going to let this trend go because it is letting me compromise. It is just making me to be like, I'm not going to do it. Just don't do it. Surely. It's not worth it. Anyway, we're gonna stop here, and I just want to thank you for watching this video to this far. Just know that you're loved, and let's continue praying for our sisters and brothers who are in the state of regretting. And there's some people who can't even afford the removal, session. It's not good. But anyway, thanks for watching. I love you. See you in the next video. Remember, you are a queen.
I regret my tattoo. The video of me getting my boyfriend's name tattooed on my forehead went viral. All of the big social media platforms, newspapers, radio stations were talking about it. And all I want to say is that I regret my tattoo, but not this one, because this is actually not a real tattoo. And the reason why I trick the whole internet is that I have a message to young people and all of the people who wants to get covered in tattoos. I want everyone to know that I regret my tattoos, and you might regret yours when you get older. And as a person fully covered in tattoos, I feel like this is my responsibility to speak up, share my experience. And when people see me on social media, the first thing they notice about me is my tattoos. So if I influence people, I want to influence people in the right way. I remember when 10 years ago I was getting my first tattoos, and my mom, my friends were telling me all the time, Anna, you will regret your tattoos. And I didn't listen, maybe because they didn't have any tattoos. But if there was a person covered in tattoos saying they regret their tattoos, I would have listened. So like and share this video so we can together spread the tattoo awareness that no one really talks about.
Somebody once asked me, what is something that I did in my teens or in my 20s that I regret now that I'm in my 30s? And I would say tattoo. Putting on tattoos on my body is honestly the most regretful thing that I've ever done. Because one day you're gonna wake up in your 30s, you're gonna have your children, you're gonna be mature, you're gonna know and understand who you are, what your purpose is, and you're gonna build a spiritual connection with God. and then you're gonna have the tattoos to look at every single day. And I would honestly say that tattoo is my biggest regret in life. Yes, I did body piercings, but when I took out the piercings, then everything heal up back and I look normal. But how do I get rid of this? You know, this is like the consequence, you know. As I tell people all the time, you see, sin, consequence is the fine print hidden in sin, because we do what we want to do outside of the will of God, and then when we come to maturity, then we have to live with the consequences. So my biggest regret is tattoo. I would encourage anybody who has never gotten a tattoo before, do not get it. And if you're contemplating getting a tattoo, do not get it. And if you already get a tattoo, do not get any more, because I promise you, one day you're gonna wake up and you're gonna regret say you did ever put on a tattoo on your skin. And that's just a random thought.
With all that being said, just don't get tattoos. Just don't get tattoos. It's not worth it. It is not